McDonald's. Zone 3. Be a white Charger, no tag. Looks like a cop car, blue lights. How you doing?
What's up, brother?
Oh, not much. Who are you with?
I'm from Georgia, bro. We got sent down here for to work the Home Depots. Yeah, we actually got sent back today.
That's the report. Are you headed that way in the courtroom veteran so we can send you the picture for Argus border?
Where's the tag for this one? What car? Is this a county car or no?
Yeah, I pulled it off, man, because we worked this gig in Louisiana last year. No, was it 2 years ago? And man, we had local people calling police in Coleman County saying, why you got Georgia people working down here? And man, it became a big mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, give me just.
But I got all the stuff on.
Okay, hang on.
All right.
Okay. Hey, I'm trying to verify employment. I'm on a traffic stop down here in Florida with a guy claiming to be employed by your agency. It says
He's not employed with us.
Okay, was he ever?
He was.
Okay. Recently dismissed or?
I don't know, 6 months.
Okay. All right. He's still claiming to be gainfully employed by you. We've got him stopped down here in a white Charger with blue lights on it. We're down in the area where the hurricane hit. So he's still claiming employment with you and everything else.
He is not on our payroll.
All right. Thank you, sir. That's all I need.
I didn't know my blues were on, man.
I understand you didn't know your blues were on, but it's like now.
The situation started with a traffic stop that immediately caught officers' attention. A white Dodge Charger with blue lights and no license plate was driving through an area already under heavy police presence after the hurricane. When officers pulled the driver over, he claimed he was connected to a sheriff's office in Georgia and was working private security nearby. But within minutes, police began noticing details that didn't match his story.
We're stuck here. This is a privately owned vehicle, right?
Right.
Blue lights, carrying a concealed weapon, which, okay, I understand. We're trying to validate your information to make sure that you are supposed to be working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have no problem once we can validate that.
Yeah.
You see the problem with the blues and no tag, that's the problem.
Right, man, I don't run my blues, brother. Literally, when you pulled me over, I was like, okay, the no tag thing. I pulled it. We always pull off and do it.
Right.
And then when I walked out, I just seen my blues on. Because if you go in the car, you can't see them.
Well, I understand. I mean, but you know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Hang on. Before we go, I'm just going to disarm you until we know exactly what's going on
here. On you at all?
I got my 380 and my AR and stuff in there.
Anything else on you?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my knife here.
Stand by with it.
All right. If that's Captain Garrison, and he don't know what's going on. I'm reserved with Butts County Sheriff's Office.
Are you saying you're not employed, period?
Yeah, he don't know what's going on, man. I can give you, we can go above him and call the sheriff. Me and Captain, I know it looks weird, man, but me and Captain, he's one of the reasons I retired early. I retired back last September.
Okay. Well, you were just indicating me that you were still employed. And all this. You said you are not employed. As of 6 months ago, you have nothing to do with the sheriff's office.
It's not even 6 months ago. It was about a whole year ago. I went reserve with them.
Okay. Well, here's our dilemma.
It's not even a real squad car.
No.
It's a privately owned squad car.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're driving red and blue with the blues on.
I didn't mean to.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And you presented an ID that you're an active employee, and you're not an active employee.
Well, I'm reserved, brother. I can.
Our ID cards say reserve, and I understand that.
Yeah, ours don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I just talked to my captain, Bruce Knight, and I asked because you got to do 20 hours a year in Georgia to make sure you're at.
Investigators contacted the sheriff's office, the man mentioned, expecting a quick confirmation. Instead, they were told he was no longer actively employed there, creating even more suspicion around the vehicle and the flashing blue lights. The driver tried explaining that he was still a reserve deputy and insisted there had been some misunderstanding. But officers were already concerned about the police-style car, the sheriff markings, and the way he presented himself during the stop.
Basically keeping up with your hours. I just called him to make sure I'm still with the sheriff's office. He said, yeah, we're good. Like, brother, I'm telling you, I was a sergeant, man.
Hey, we're having a problem. Having a problem. Thank you. We'll get with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm having a huge problem.
I understand.
Huge problem.
I understand, Sergeant. Like, I completely understand you. I was a sergeant too. You know what I'm saying? And I can call my sheriff. You can talk to.
See, you can call your sheriff, and how do I know that's really the sheriff? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I will. I mean, I can call anybody at the sheriff's office. I call the sheriff's office, and I'll ask for Amanda, who is Sheriff Gary Lone's assistant, and he will prove to you. Or I can call Bruce Knight, who was a captain there, who does all the hours and stuff.
Was the captain? You said was the captain.
Bruce Knight?
Yeah.
Captain? You talk Captain Garrison?
I don't know. I can't remember who you talking.
Yeah, Matt Garrison. Yeah. I mean, I can prove to you, brother. I got Officer Thompson, who works for Laconia PD, who's up there. He's just calling me now. You know,
Well, here's the difference. You're wearing a sheriff's office shirt. You're wearing definitely not driving a cop car that's not a cop car. You're doing private security at Home Depot. You're representing yourself as a sheriff's deputy. You're not here mutual aid for the hurricane.
Well, sir, as a reserve, we can do that. As a reserve,
as a reserve, you can do private security. You're not here mutual aid, representing your agency to help us out during the time of emergency.
We have lots of mutual aid agencies that come here.
Yes. So
you're again riding down the road in a civilian vehicle, outfitted like a cop car with blue lights on. There's a violation.
I'm really sorry about the blue light, bro. Like,
okay. Well, we're not going to get past that. Right now, I don't believe you. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I don't believe you.
And I will never put myself in a situation that I'll be.
What else do you have in the vehicle other than a gun? Do you have any drugs? Anything in there?
No, man. I'm clean. I own a trucking company.
Okay.
You know, I got 3 kids, a wife.
As questioning continued, the man admitted the Charger was privately owned and not an official patrol unit. Officers also found firearms inside the vehicle while trying to verify whether he actually had authority to operate like law enforcement. The conversation stayed calm, but tension kept building. Police repeatedly explained that driving a civilian car equipped like a police vehicle created a serious problem, especially while working private security out of state.
You know what I'm saying? I do security in Georgia. That's just what we do, you know. And I'm reserved. You can't do security unless you're reserved at the sheriff's office. He doesn't know reserve. I went past Captain Garrison. It went to the sheriff. You know, it's just some people that don't appreciate. You know, I mean, I did 7 years with these guys.
Right.
And then I put my all into the sheriff's office, and then I start making good money with trucking company. I mean, I can ask any questions, prove whatever you guys need me to prove, and I will. You know,
well, for right now, we're going to detain you, period.
I understand.
All right, so go ahead and turn around. We'll put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back. All right, do you need two sets of cuffs?
I do, yeah.
Okay, we'll make sure that happens.
I'm telling you guys, I'm a reserve deputy. Captain Garrison don't
get your ass here, eh?
Well, it's actually gonna. I don't want him to pinch. I'm trying not to pinch you. Watch out. There we go. Double on this side.
This one. He's either on it. There's one in the car, yeah?
There's one in the car still.
And I got my badge on me right here. Is that a security badge or a... No, that's my patrol sergeant. Yeah, I'm patrol sergeant for Book County. You were? What? Yeah, I'm reserved with Book County. Okay. Now I know how it seems, man. It's not like that, you know.
Okay.
Step back here.
We're on there.
Let's have a seat. I'll give you some air rolling in there too.
The driver continued defending himself, saying he had years of experience with the sheriff's office and believed he was allowed to work in that role. He even offered to call supervisors and other deputies to support his explanation. Despite that, officers believed the evidence in front of them told a different story. From their perspective, he was presenting himself as an active deputy while operating outside official law enforcement authority.
Would you guys allow me to call the sheriff?
Yeah, hang on. We're gonna look into a little bit more.
Okay, bro. I'm really sorry I read my blues, man. I don't do that, you know, like I've been.
Oh, you know, without the blues and no tag is kind of like.
No, man.
The whole kicker is we understand your private security. I see your cards in there. I get all that.
Got all the sheriff.
I even get it if you say you're even still a reserve deputy, but you can't represent yourself as a sheriff's deputy, as a private security officer. You can't run down the road with a car that resembles a cop car with blue lights.
Yeah.
My verification through the agency that you were with that you are no longer employed. So based on all that, this is where we're at.
That was a Captain Garrison, sir. I respectfully respect that.
Well,
Did you put my cuffs on there?
no.
No, I gave you your cuffs back in your hand. The ones that are on
No.
him belong
Please,
to them.
Corporal, I'm asking.
I know. We're beyond that. This is what we're doing. So you are under arrest for impersonating a police officer. Okay? If you work that out in court and it all washes out, then so be it. At this time, that's where we're at. That's what I'm doing. That's what's going on. She's going to transport you down to the jail. She has your phone. I took it out of your car, so you have contacts and you have communication. She has your driver's license. You have a wallet in there. There's some cash in there I see in the console.
Yeah.
So you need that to go with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll get that in just a moment.
You have a bag?
So I just want you to be clear that you know where we're at. We definitely don't play with that here. I'm just being upfront with you.
If you just.
There's nothing I can do to change it now. There's 2 weapons in there that I accounted for. The one you were carrying, there was also one in the console. I have both those. They're going to go into evidence.
I'm asking you, please. Like, this is a big mistake. You talked to the wrong person.
I talked to a captain of road patrol. I talked to several people.
Captain Garrison does not. He does not know, sir.
You still have no jurisdiction down here if you're running around.
Eventually, officers made the decision to place him in handcuffs. They explained that the issue was not just the lights or the car, it was the combination of the sheriff clothing, police equipment, and the way he identified himself during the stop. The driver apologized several times and insisted everything was a misunderstanding. But investigators said the situation had already crossed the line into possible impersonation of a police officer.
Like, even if that were the case,
Yeah,
you're outside of your state.
Yes, it goes right back to what I just said. You're working as private security, but you're wearing all the sheriff's insignias. You represented yourself to me when I stopped you as a sheriff sergeant, not as a private security
from
company,
Georgia.
but not as private security. You said, "Oh, we're here working." You are
From Georgia.
as private security.
Going down to
I understand
Georgia.
Georgia, but you can't represent yourself as a sheriff.
130, you racing?
So I can't represent myself as a sheriff or from Georgia
No.
being deployed down for Home Depot.
Nope, you're not deployed as mutual aid. You're here doing private contracts. That's 2 different things.
I got you.
All right, go ahead and have a seat.
By the end of the investigation, the man was arrested on charges connected to impersonating law enforcement, illegal blue lights, and firearm violations. Officers also seized the weapons found inside the vehicle. What began as a simple traffic stop quickly became a much larger investigation about authority, identity, and how far someone can go before crossing legal boundaries.